Hello and welcome to the 9th episode of my Pokemon Emerald Catch Everything Let's Play. In this episode we are going to be taking on the cycling road and some of the area north of Mauville, but first I just wanted to check on Golbat's happiness and show you kind of how this works. So if we come in here and talk to this person, she tells us about the person in our first slot, which is Golbat. And it says it likes you quite a lot, it seems to want to be baby little. So what that means is the current value is between 150 and 199. So we need to get that to 220 to evolve the Pokemon. So we've still got a decent way to go. Every 255 steps we do adds 1 point to our happiness, so we could just do it by cycling back and forth like this until we get very bored. But for now that's not going to be what we do. Instead we're going to come up here north of Mauville and take on some trainers and continue leveling up. So there's a few trainers on this route and they are going to be giving us a decent amount of experience. They're pretty good level, but we are of course higher level and we should be able to take care of them without too much difficulty. Sandshrew doesn't have great special defense, so that might one-hit kill, and as you can see Roselia also goes down. Yeah, so we get Curlier up to level 24 and now we should get... So one more hit and Sandshrew will go down. You can see Golbat is now faster than Curlier, which wasn't true, and Curlier gets the Quick Claw activated, which is why Curlier's moved first immediately after I said Curlier's now slower than Golbat. But Zubat was quite a bit slower, so that's one thing that we're going to hopefully notice a bit more, is Golbat actually being useful. We can come... Oh no, there's nothing more down there. So this is a few more trainers to fight. So we can actually get this item without fighting any of them, but I do want to fight them, and I will do so as a double battle, I guess. I might as well. Now that everything's the same level, there's no disadvantage to double battles because I'm happy to spread out the experience. The only thing is it sometimes can be difficult to kill everything in one. It's usually cleaner to do a single battle, but that's not too big of an issue here. So if we use Wing Attack on the Shroomish and Confusion on the Numel, we do have a pretty much identical fight to the one we had just before this as well. So yeah, and Numel doesn't do too much to us either, so that's all good. And you can see, this time that Golbat moved first because Golbat is faster. It's just Curly with the Quick Claw. So there's a few other things in this area. So we've seen that item. We can obviously see this house here, so we'll get to that. The available Pokemon from fishing are Magikarp and Goldeen. So Magikarp at 70% and Goldeen at 30%. The other thing to see here is the Trainer Hill, which we have over here, and this is a sort of weird. It's a bit of a weird mechanic, but it's a bit half done in my mind. So basically, it's a time trial where you use your Pokemon to go through a set of battles, and yeah, so here are the leaderboards, and there's different categories, and there are different prizes available. So the top prizes, if you complete it in under 12 minutes, are a Sunny Day TM, an Elixir, a Giga Drain TM, and a Brick Break TM, one for each of the different type of modes. So if you do normal mode, you get the Sunny Day TM, Variety Mode, Elixir, Unique Mode, Giga Drain TM, and Expert Mode, Brick Break. So there is some reason to do it, I guess, but those TMs are not particularly amazing. So to my mind, it's not really worth the time doing, and I think all of those, I guess it could be worth doing in the early game, because Brick Break and Giga Drain are not available for quite a while, but they are both TMs that you can get hold of at a later stage anyway. So perhaps if you're kind of training up lots of different Pokemon, that's maybe a good option, but generally it's not something I've ever used really, and I'm not intending on showing it off too much in this playthrough. So if we come up here, we can see there are some more Rock Smash rocks, so this is why we can't carry on with the route anymore. So there is just this house left to fight, and this is the kind of mini boss of this area that I was talking about last episode. So the gimmick here is that there are 4 trainers that you have to fight in a row, and you do not get to take a break. And then once you've done that, you can go inside the house and talk to them, but the main thing is just about killing these 4 trainers, I guess. And Golbat is going to get quite a lot of experience out of this, so probably after this set we will switch it out of the front slot. But for now, we'll clean up and hopefully get level 25 pretty soon. Golbat isn't going to be much use in the gym when we do eventually get there, or on the cycling road, so I don't mind it getting a bit of experience here, even if it does get slightly higher level than Combusken and Curlier. And Curlier is kind of slowly edging up, after evolving relatively early, it's kind of slowly edging up to level 30, which is when it evolved again. It hasn't seen much action recently, but hopefully that's going to change after we are done with Mauville. And again with Curlier, it's kind of limited in what it can do because in the gym, because there are so many Magnemites that it can't do anything with confusion really, just because Magnemite's steel type, and that is very annoying. There are quite a lot of Meditites in the gym, however, with Shockwave as the reason for their electric move, for being an electric type gym. So I guess I could use Golbat for those, but even so, if it does break through with a Shockwave, that'll probably do a decent amount of damage. So best just to limit myself, I think. We send Shroomish packing also. And we do have, I think we do have the Volbeat with us, or the Illumise with us at the moment, because it is actually one of our strongest team members. It's now level 23. So, yeah, maybe that's going to be a permanent team member, I just haven't decided yet. It's not going to be. Illumise is terrible, but you never know. And so now, after beating up the little girl, we get the grandma out to smack us. So, I feel slightly bad, but there's nothing I can do apart from win trainer battles, so you know, this isn't on me. You don't get to make me the bad guy. And we should one-hit kill this as well. Wing attack has drastically changed how useful Zubat/Golbat has been, which is a welcome change after struggling through the lower levels, but yeah. So that was the Win-Straight family, creatively named because you have to win 4 straight battles. They do talk about their grandson, which you can actually find in Victory Road. I believe there is a cool trainer who is preparing to beat the Elite Four, and you can actually fight him. I don't think it's made clear in the text that he is the Win-Straight son, but if you kind of read between the lines. And we do get a Macho Brace. So the Macho Brace is used for EV training, so I believe it doubles the amount of EVs you get, but also lowers your speed. So that's kind of could be useful if you do want to do some. You can see Illumise is very over-leveled. Yeah, sorry. EV training is something that you might want to do if you are battling friends or something. but to be honest, at this stage, for an in-game playthrough, there's really no need. And if you don't know too much about EV training, I guess I can quickly try and explain. So Pokemon, as you fight other Pokemon, they give you a certain EV. So it's an effort value. And we are going to be moving down onto the cycling road, so I will switch Curlier to the front, I guess. So, yeah, as you fight Pokemon, you get effort values, EVs, and depending on the type of Pokemon, you get them for a different stat. So, for instance, a Rattata gives, I think, 1 speed EV, or possibly 1 attack EV. I think it gives 1 speed EV, and your actual stat, so for instance, your attack stat is determined by how much that. Well, it's determined by 3 things. It's determined by your IV, which is kind of just an internal value that's determined when you catch the Pokemon. Your EVs, which you can train, you can change by fighting different sort of stuff, and then also by your kind of base stat total. So for instance, Combusken naturally has high attack and special attack, but not very high defense, so its base stats are much higher for those stats. So that's kind of a crash course in how stats in Pokemon work, but there is some things you can do to control them, and there is a maximum number of EVs you can use. So the maximum you can do is 255 in one stat, but the maximum useful number is 252. That's the last time you get an increase at level 100. So yeah, again, without going I think this is getting a little bit far-fetched, or kind of a little bit dry anyway, but yeah, you can change your stats, and there are limits on how many effort values you can use on a Pokemon, and that will affect how your Pokemon is and how good they are. So now we are onto the cycling road. There is going to be mostly electric types, I believe, on this. Yeah, so we are going to see a lot of Magnemite. I'm going to stay in here and see how much Confusion does, because if Confusion's 2-hit kill, that would be handy, but I have a feeling it might not be. It's not quite, which is a tad annoying, but that's fine. We'll just keep spamming. Of course, we get paralysed on the very first one. Sonic Boom does quite a lot because it always does 20 damage. So at this level, it's pretty dangerous. Obviously, it's kind of useless in once you get to high levels. But assuming we do kill, yeah, we do finally kill. And that level 16 Magnemite has caused us quite a lot of problems, as you can see. So I am going to switch out Curlier and just put Combusken back in the front. And so we do register Abigail for a rematch. So that's not what I wanted to do. I will put Zubat second, or Golbat second, just because Curlier is paralysed and nearly dead anyway. And there should be a trainer here as well, yeah. There is a time trial on the cycling road. You do get a time given when you finish it, and obviously in this run through we're going to go very slowly, but the aim is to go as quickly as possible, which is much more doable when you've beaten all the trainers. And because of doing that in the past, I have quite a good memory of where all of the trainers are for this route, for this cycling road, just because you have to know exactly where they are and where they're going to step when you move on screen, in order to avoid them, obviously. So I think there's one down the bottom here. So yeah, I think this guy is not a trainer, but he will say the word Rydell over and over again as a justification for why you got a free bike. So that's good. I prefer, well, I don't know. There's not too much of a reason for them to give you a bike, but I do like the bikes in this game, even if they are a bit unwieldy at times. The Mac bike moves so quickly. especially when you're not on a kind of Game Boy pad as well. It just can be pretty crazy to control. And we are edging up to level 25, which should be, I mean, we should be more than high enough level to take on the gym at this point. There's still lots of gym trainers as well, and the highest level that Surge has is level 24, I think. And this person, yeah, one more trainer. Believe this is the last trainer. There might be one more, but we shall see. We shall see. So Jasmine sends out another Magnemite. As I said, lots of Magnemites on this route, which is not very good for two of our team members, and in fact is walls Illumise and Zigzagoon as well. So literally every Pokemon we have in the party is, apart from Combuskin, is kind of ruined by Magnemite, which that will not be the case throughout. We are going to get some other team members, and I'm sure some of them will be more useful. I could switch out to Curlier, but Curlier's nearly dead, so that doesn't really work, but it could have been some good experience. And we have a level 6 Voltorb for some reason, which is something of a waste of time, but fine. And Jasmine's worried about muscle cramps, so good on her for... Oh no, there's one more trainer. Having said that, I remembered where the placements of the trainers were. I've now made a fool of myself, but that's neither here nor there. We do see another level 6 Voltorb. Apparently this is the theme of the area. Not entirely sure why, but they do at least go down easily, and I guess they probably have static, so that's probably part of why, to cause you some trouble if you use Double Kick, Peck or Scratch rather than just Ember. And another Magnemite, which is my favourite Pokemon, of course. And Magnemite goes down, and now we should be done with the cycling road. So I will show off the timer at the bottom, and then I will meet you back at the gym. If I can learn to ride. Oh, 1 minute plus. I may have missed yet another trainer, which... No, just someone to talk to. Yeah, so that's kind of hinting towards Acrobike being the only way to reach certain areas in the game, which is cool, I guess. I might try one run of the cycling road to see what time I get back at the start. So let's just make sure this resets, and we are going to try and do this as quickly as possible. So we want to go down the side, and then down there, down this side, and we crash there, but that is a pretty good first go, to be fair. Two collisions, 10.36 seconds, so I'm sure there are faster times. I have done it with no collisions before, but still pretty happy with that. Okay, we're now ready to take on the gym, and I've done a bit of inventory management, so I've kind of put most of the stuff in the PC. I forgot about the heart scales, but most of the junk in the PC, and also just reorganised just to make everything a bit smoother. We are currently leading off with Curlier, just for some of the gym trainers, and then we will probably switch to Combuskin for the final fight. But yeah, so we can do some of these as double battles, so I might as well. And as I said, there are mostly electric types in the gym. It is an electric type gym, but there are also some stuff like Meditite and other stuff that can, anything that can learn Shockwave is supposedly fair game in this in this gym, I think. So yeah, we immediately see our first Meditite, and we trace Pure Power, which would be cool if Curlier had any physical moves, but sadly it does not. Its only attack is Confusion. At least for now, that's not going to change. So, Pure Power is not doing too much for us. If you don't know what Pure Power does, it doubles the Pokemon's attack stat. So yeah, tracing it could be cool if you're a physical attacker. If you're not, then it is useless, but I suppose it does give you a boost on, well, it allows you to damage yourself more if you hit yourself with confusion, so probably not the best thing to trace, to be honest. Detect is also something that Meditite love to have and can be very annoying, but thankfully it doesn't work the second time, and we are able to knock that Meditite out. And hopefully this Voltorb goes down also, although I think it can probably take one confusion. We do now have a level 26 Golbat, but despite managing to hit through us, or hit us with a Shockwave, Voltorb opts for using on Curlia rather than Golbat. So that means we are able to knock it out, not taking too much damage, and we have beaten the first 2 of, I believe, 5 trainers in the gym that are not the gym leader. So now that Golbat's level 26, I think I can definitely switch it out into the 3rd spot and get Combuskin some more XP from... I actually want to fight this guy like this, I think. I do want to fight those other 2 trainers as a double battle, just because I prefer double battles in game. I think that, as I've said before, I think they're slightly faster, and therefore I'm always keen to save time if possible, despite the fact that I'm doing a run that's meant several hour-long grinds. But that's absolutely fine. Doesn't mean I want to waste time fighting Zigzagoons if I don't have to. And Gulpin is again not an electric type, so this trainer has a Zigzagoon and a Gulpin, which doesn't really fit the theme of the gym, but I'm sure at least one of them had Shockwave. And Amnesia is a move that was incredibly broken back in Gen 1, because in the first generation the special stat was it was special attack and special defense combined, but Amnesia still boosted it by 2 stages, so effectively by using Amnesia you got +2 special attack and +2 special defense. And so now we can fight these final 2 trains, and then we'll be ready to take on Watson, which will probably be the end of the episode. I think that's quite a neat point to finish on, and then next episode we will take advantage of our new ability to use Rock Smash. And pick up strength and the XP share. Will probably be what we start off the episode with, and then we'll finish off with, well, carrying on north of Mauville. And that really doesn't do anything to Illumise, which is surprising. I probably should have Embered in the first place, but I'm not sure Ember would have killed given how little Confusion does, but who knows. Now we do finally get to level 25 with Curlia, so that's good. And Volbeat should go down to a an Ember also, so hopefully that should knock it out, and then we'll just have 1 Pokemon left to deal with. I think Volbeat is slightly less bulky than Illumise, but to be honest, I can never remember the differences because they are not particularly prominent or interesting as Pokemon. They do eventually get Tail though, which is pretty great move. It boosts special attack 3 stages, and I think they have Baton Bass as well, so they can actually yeah, let's use that and use that. So they can actually do something competitively if properly set up for, but it's just requires a few too many stages to be worth doing generally. So with Ember we can finally take out the Magnemite, and that will be the end of the gym traits. So we now have one more fight for the episode, and that is the leader Watson. So the Pokemon he has, I believe, are a Manectric, a Electrode, and an Electrode, and a Magnemite, if I can remember correctly. And I do not. He has a Manectric, Electrike, sorry, a Magneton, and a Voltorb. So we've got 4 Pokemon to get through. If it wasn't for that Magneton, I would set up with Curlier and use Calm Mind, but because of that, I think I'm still going to lead off with Curlier. I will heal up first. So yeah, let's just do this. I am still going to lead off with Curlier and use it to take on at least the Voltorb, which he leads off with, and then I will switch out for the Magneton. The Manectric can be quite scary because Shockwave off base 105 attack at level 24 is actually pretty strong, and it also has a Citrus Berry, so you kind of really have to make sure you're going to kill it when you go for it. It does have Howl, but thankfully Howl is a boost your physical attack, and whilst it has quick attack, it also Shockwave is a special move, so it doesn't do too much. I am going to Calm Mind here just because I wouldn't kill from that range anyway, and so okay, use Self-Destruct. Self-Destruct in this game has 400 base power, so it's very broken and will knock out most things, even off a pretty bad attack stack like Voltorb. So that's not the best start to... I didn't actually see what was coming out, but it is Electrike. And I don't know why I decided to bring out Golbat, but hey, at least if something gets static, it's not Combustion. Yeah, that's good enough reason for me. And so now one more. I'll see how much this does. Electrike's not hugely strong, it is only a first stage, but that is still a decently powerful stab move. And now it's going to be 2 decently powerful stab moves, and I believe this is going to be arranged to kill me. The first one did 28, the second one did 27, and we are now on 29 HP. So we will see. Oh, I guess we won't see because he does use a Super Potion. And now we do more with Wing Attack. So yeah, this is arranged to kill me and it's arranged to kill him. So we do survive, which is good, and then we get paralysed. I am going to switch out into Illumise. And I don't know why I'm switching out into Illumise, but I don't want Combustion to get paralysed. So now I can heal up, I guess. We'll use a Soda Pop on... it's probably best actually to revive Curlier. If worst comes to worst, we can Calm Mind up with Curlier against Manectric, and then that should give us a pretty easy win. And then I will use a Super Potion as well on Curlier, and then I'll use the Soda Pop on Golbat, I guess, or maybe just a full heal. It'll be interesting to see how much this does to our Illumise. I could also Wish. I guess I'll use Wish. So Wish is a interesting move. You basically store up a heal, so it heals half of your health. But if you switch out to another Pokemon, it also heals half. It still heals half of your health. If that makes sense. So if you have a Pokemon with a high HP stat, it can be a good move to use to pass hit points to other Pokemon. So, for instance, Blissey has 700 hit points at level 100, and so it can pass pretty much full health to a normal Pokemon, which can be pretty useful at times. And we do get Golbat up to a more respectable health. We do get crit, that's fine. I'm just going to do a little bit more damage and then hopefully die. So quick attack will probably get paralysed, but that's fine. If we do, I kind of would rather not kill with Illumise just because. I'd rather not kill with Illumise just because it is not something I want to give experience to effectively. And so now if we switch out into, I guess Combustion is as good a choice as any. There probably wasn't any point in healing up Golbat because it still won't take a a shockwave from either Magneton or Manectric, I don't think, but hopefully Magneton goes down in one double kick, and that would solve most of our problems anyway. Sadly, it does take one. Magneton has pretty high physical defense anyway, so that's not hugely surprising. But hopefully, the Shockwave is definitely better than it using Thunder Wave, so or Supersonic, both of which it does have. So, in all, not the worst outcome, and we should be able to knock it out either with a crit or on the next turn. And I guess I'll see how much Ember, well, if he uses Super Potion again, and he doesn't, so we are now through to the final Pokemon, which is Manectric, level 24. And I'm not going to change Pokemon, instead I'm just going to spam double kick, even though it has static. Hopefully this is enough to get us through. If it does use too many howls, that could be a bit scary, just because could be a bit scary. I'm going to use Ember. I actually think double kick might have been a better play, but at least this doesn't have the risk of paralysing me. And the reason double kick was a better play is because of this citrus berry. But now, hopefully, double kick doesn't put it in range that it will heal. If it does get up too many howls, then it will be able to quick attack my Curlier and kill it. And there we go, there is the dreaded paralysis. So Shockwave, I don't know if it's going to kill. It did. Yeah, that's a bit annoying. I guess my best option is to go into Curlier and hope that I can kill, but I do not have too high hopes really, and it hasn't gone for quick attack, so that shows that Shockwave is still going to do more damage. It does paralyse us, but the reason I went for Calm Mind is just because I think that Confusion is not going to kill, and I'm going to do the same again, which is a bad play apparently. So now I don't know what to do. I think I am going to use Soda Pops until he gets paralysed, and then we will have a chance. Because quick attack, so the way the AI works in this game is that if a move has a chance to kill, it will use that move. So this usually doesn't come up too much, and we did get lucky not dying to that crit. This doesn't come up too often, but basically the gym leaders have better AI than normal trainers, and so if they can use a move to kill you, they will use that move. So what I was doing there basically was I knew it was going to use quick attack every single turn because I was in kill range, so I had to heal up enough that it wouldn't kill me. Effectively, I couldn't do anything else. But it did work eventually. Spammed some healing items and we won. So yeah, sorry for the crash course and confusing explanation of some of the gym leader AI, but basically if it can kill you, it will, is the motto for these guys. And so that TM is Shockwave. We could use that on Curlier, but we are going to be getting Thunderbolt before too long, so I'm probably not going to waste it on Curlier right now. But yeah, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I look forward to seeing you next time.